This April is Sexual Assault Awareness and Action Month, and the national theme is We Can Build Safe Online Spaces. And what comes to mind for me when I hear that theme is a really common question I get from both parents and educators, which is what can we do about teens and sexting? How can we stop it? How can we say no? I really think that it's like one of their most common fears that, it just comes out of the blue and it's really scary to them, right? But I think the problem is that we're isolating it from conversations about healthy relationships and healthy sexuality. So let's try to think of sexting and nude photos as part of that conversation, right? We know from other public health efforts that scare tactics and saying just don't do it are not effective, right? Um, this is not effective because we know that teens really need to be able to understand how to make decisions for themselves. Just because it's illegal before they turn 18 doesn't mean that we shouldn't have conversations so that they're prepared when they're adults, right? So having this conversation about healthy relationships and consent and healthy sexuality is going to be really key to just solving a bunch of different problems that you're afraid that your teen might be faced with, right? When I talk with young people, I have them really easily identify 5 top characteristics of healthy relationships. And among those that are named are usually trust, honesty, caring, communication, and respect. And that's awesome, right? So have that conversation and let that be the base for how your child should treat others and how they deserve to be treated too. One study found that half of youth surveyed that send nude photos only do so because they were pressured. And that most of the time they're sending these photos to people that they know in real life. So that's why these conversations about healthy relationships, setting those boundaries, and honoring someone's consent is so important. So start a conversation with your kids. Open the door and be ready to listen non-judgmentally to them. Really listen to what they're saying. Ask them questions like, what do you think of texting? Do kids at your school do it? Do your friends do it? What have you heard? What do you know about it? And what would you do if you received a nude photo? Whether someone forwarded it to you, whether someone sent you one and you did not want it. What would you do? Who would you talk to about that? And what would you do if your friend was asked to send a nude photo? What would you tell them? What are things that you could tell them to really make a decision as to whether or not to send one? And if they knew someone that was pressuring someone else to send these photos, what conversations would they have? Really hearing your teen talk through these different subjects and what they would tell someone else really helps them build their decision-making skills and can give you a peace of mind that, they are prepared to have these difficult conversations with others. And ultimately, that's going to help us stop sexual violence. And, that's really our goal, right? So take action this Sexual Assault Awareness Month by building safer online spaces with KSARC.